Hello and welcome to Edison TV. We're joined today by Bjerregaard, Chief Business Officer of SynAct Pharma. Earlier today, the company announced a new development and commercial partnership with a leading Brazilian pharma company, Hipolabor, for its lead asset resomelagon in dengue and other viral infections. With Brazil representing the world's largest dengue market, this deal looks very exciting, and we have Mads with us today to discuss this in more detail. Welcome, Mads.
Thank you very much.
So, Mads, let's just start with the announcement. Could you briefly walk us through the proposed agreement and how this partnership came about and the key elements of the deal structure?
Absolutely. So, first of all, we're very happy to, with the prospects of teaming up with Hipolabor on moving resomelagon forward to patients, the millions of patients in Brazil that are affected by dengue virus and other arboviral infections each year. We've signed a term sheet and has moving forward the contract negotiations as we speak. The genesis of a collaboration like this is that we see a lot of good momentum in our clinical side, both on preclinical and clinical. What we do in what's called the RESOVIR collaboration, which includes the clinical study that's ongoing in dengue. We have learned a lot about how to approach this disease with a compound like resomelagon, and when to treat, how to treat, and what to expect. Obviously needs to be proven in clinical trials moving forward. So the proposed agreement here with Hipolabor is to have a clear-cut commercial license agreement that really kind of highlights what Hipolabor is very, very good at in getting products to the market and do mass distribution under and doing government contracts and so forth. And then there is a co-development agreement that really takes the best parts of both companies and to ensure that we can do the clinical trials, get that through the Brazilian authorities ANVISA, and making sure that we do this as fast and lean as possible.
Great. So you already have the RESOVIR-2 study ongoing in Brazil. So why did you think that now is the right time to establish this partnership?
So we've seen a lot of good movement in our RESOVIR collaboration and on the RESOVIR-2 study. We'll actually provide an update on those in our Q2 reports due tomorrow. So I'll leave that for there. But it's really on the basis of knowing a lot more about what resomelagon can do in a disease like dengue, and bringing that forward. We have been speaking with Hipolabor for some time, and because of the developments that we've seen in the studies and our knowledge generated, we also feel that there's a momentum on making sure that we put the right resources to the development side, which is the element of the co-development agreement, but also making sure that we think in the commercial side, which is the commercial license agreement, already from start, to make sure that we have the best possibilities of addressing a fairly large market like the Brazilian dengue market.
Great. And what we think is unique about this agreement is that it's actually a 50-50 co-development and profit-sharing model rather than a conventional licensing agreement. So what advantages does this structure offer SynAct?
So first of all, I think the you have to look at we're trying something new. This would be a new way of treating dengue and avoiding dengue to progress into severe disease. So it's really virgin territory for all parties. So we feel that we needed to have a kind of a balanced structure that in an agreement like this, where we take kind of the benefits from both companies to do the development and really pushing on the regulatory side and obviously financially, because we will share the costs of doing that. And then on the commercial side, we acknowledge that doing business in a mass distribution and a different model than what we would typically see with specialty pharma companies or specialty areas like rheumatoid arthritis is very different for what we need for dengue in Brazil, and that's the specialty of companies like Hipolabor. And we like very much how Hipolabor have scaled the business for success, and we think that is a very great solution to be part of in moving forward. So the deal is structured of making sure that we have aligned incentive to try something new and to really leverage the key attributes and capabilities that Hipolabor brings to the game. That is vastly different from what is needed from rheumatoid arthritis and other things that we're usually doing.
Right. And if we look beyond RESOVIR-2, what further clinical and regulatory work do you expect will be required to bring resomelagon towards the market and commercialization in Brazil?
So it's obviously something that we have to engage with the Brazilian authorities, ANVISA, to discuss. And because this is new to everybody, it's also new to ANVISA, we have to establish clarity on what that path would look like. And the ongoing development with our RESOVIR-2 study is definitely going to chip into and inform that process very well. Obviously, we need a phase III program that is large enough to make sure that we can demonstrate that the disease will not progress, or that it's safe and the disease cannot progress to severe disease, and can be applied kind of to everybody that has been that are in a risk of getting severe disease. We don't have the answers for how many patients that is needed and how long time it takes, but the what we've seen in the past is that when you hit the dengue season or when they hit the right viral season, you can actually have a lot of patients in a single season. So we definitely feel that being ready for the seasons to come is a key element of bringing Hipolabor in right now, really strengthening our ability to act and to make this happen, because that means that we can hit the seasons and get a fairly large program done once the patients are available and not the other way around.
Interesting, and we look forward to seeing how things progress on this partnership. And just taking a step back, Mads, strategically, what does this agreement mean for the broader partnering opportunity for resomelagon? Do you see this dengue model being replicated in other geographies? And how does this fit alongside your broader plans for the asset?
So it's very clear that we have a very clear strategic ambition to move the big indications around rheumatoid arthritis and other autoimmune diseases forward into phase III, and moving that forward with global and or regional partners to do that. I think that when looking at diseases like rheumatoid arthritis and other arthritis diseases, it's actually much more clear-cut what that market looks like and what the opportunity looks like. So I also believe that agreements in that area should reflect kind of this known territory, so to speak. So I do think those agreements would look somewhat different and be much more power to knowing what the market is you're going into, how much you can make, and so forth. That will translate into like upfronts, different milestones-based agreements, and so forth. So somewhat different. So I think the learning is from dengue and what we're trying to do there with Hipolabor is somewhat unique and different. And that's why we're structured in the way that we have. That being said, we have made sure that we have total freedom to operate in doing what we need to do with the asset from a global point of view, also in Brazil. That's very important, and we feel very strongly that we have the cards in our hand to make sure that we can form agreements on rheumatoid arthritis and other autoimmune diseases alongside or in parallel with what we're doing in dengue.
Excellent. Thank you, Mads, for joining us today, and congratulations again for this new agreement. Very exciting indeed. And we look forward to the next steps for resomelagon in dengue and beyond. For our viewers keen to learn more about SynAct Pharma, please refer to edisongroup.com for our ongoing coverage of the company. Thanks again, Mads.
Thank you very much. Take care.